Hi, I'm Liv from the Livin podcast, and this is my guest, George.
Hi, Lauren. How are you? Congratulations on this podcast. This is so exciting.
Yes.
I'm so privileged when this podcast becomes a big hit, and then you're gonna be a big star and probably forget about all of us peasants, right? you know, you'll be too important to talk to us. But no, really, congratulations. This is amazing.
Thank you.
So, what's your podcast about? What are we gonna talk about?
We're going to talk about,
Hmm.
lots of stuff.
Yeah, cool. All right. Hmm.
Okay, so first, how did you hear about Live Free?
That's an interesting story. I met your father first. He came into my office. I don't know if you know what I do. I'm a spiritualist. A lot of people think it's a fortune teller kind of thing, and I guess you can't really blame them when they see the crystal ball on my table. So they automatically think that. Your father was referred to me by another client, and I met him, and we did a quick kind of spiritual evaluation of where he was, and he told me that his main passion was, his kids. And we started talking about you and your brother and the what you went through as a baby and your pediatric cancer and your victory over it, and how so many other organizations made you and your family feel a little bit better, and this is something he felt like was a calling to him. And through my work as a spiritualist, we began working together on how he can kind of bring more smiles to families, like some people brought to you guys when guys were going through that terrible ordeal that you went through. So that's how I met him in my office, through my work as a spiritualist, and that's how I met you and everything. So, but
So,
I have my suspicions as a spiritualist about you because you had a weird, very uncanny resemblance to Elsa in Frozen, and I always thought that you were the reincarnation of her because the movie came out in 2013 and you look just like her. So I still think that you're really the reincarnation of Elsa from Frozen, and you're just not telling anybody yet. But did, did you ever see the resemblance?
yeah, my gym teacher used to call me that.
Really?
Also,
Yeah, me and your gym teacher, we know the truth. We, we know you're a princess.
and I
So
was born in 2013.
see, it's like how there's no denying those two facts, and therefore, if you movie was released in 2013, you were born in 2013, you must be Elsa. That's my logic. I really feel it. I remember when I seen you at the charity event that your parents did, that Live Free did in Westport with the Santa Claus and the ice skating ring, and we couldn't find you. You had to take pictures, so we got to go look for you, and you had these Elsa braids, and you had ice skates on, and I'm like, it was like Frozen. You were like the princess. It was, it was amazing. It was a spitting image. So do you remember that?
I
Where
think.
we had the bonfire and Santa Claus. Yeah,
Oh,
remember
yeah,
that? Yeah,
and
yeah.
the big chair.
Yeah, yeah. You had the braids. I think you were with your aunt. Yeah. So, or your grandma. So, you have any more questions for me?
Yes,
Hmm.
I have a couple more.
Okay, take your time.
If you weren't a spiritualist, what would you be? For those who don't know what a spiritualist, can you explain?
A lot of people don't know what a spiritualist is. Okay. Every human being living and breathing has a human spirit. That's what makes us human, our spirit, not our bodies and not our minds. And we believe that's where all human emotion comes from, your spirit. And I studied to be analyst of human emotions. And when you do that, you almost automatically become intuitive. Do you know what intuitive means?
No.
It means like psychic, like a psychic, like almost supernatural powers. Like you can actually feel and know what the other person is feeling. So imagine empathy on steroids. That's intuitiveness. So as an intuitive, it's what you get when you study human emotion. You can start to see where people's problems are, where they cannot, because they'll explain to me what they're going through and how they're reacting to it. And through that, I can pinpoint that exact emotion. Now, emotions have positive and negative. For example, you know, jealousy would be negative, it'll never take you to where you want to be. But love is always positive. Jealousy is always hungry and is never satisfied. But love feeds. So that's what a spiritualist does.
So, if you weren't a spiritualist, what would you be?
You know, I always wanted to be a filmmaker, and I made a couple of movies. I made documentary films, and I love history. So I probably would have just stayed as a filmmaker. It's not an easy business to get into, an easy industry. And spiritual work is through my lineage, Lauren. I don't know if you know that. Like all of my family in my ancestry were spiritualists. Like my mother, my grandmother, their grandmother for like thousands of years. Rumor has it that the three wise men that visited Jesus were spiritualists. We're dabarne is what we call ourselves, which is medicine men. People that use supernatural remedies to fix problems. It's actually the word magic, right? Because when Live Free helps someone, right? You create smiles and joy. And from joy, you can literally change your health. Okay. And that's a form of magic. And magic were performed by magi, which is spiritualist. But if I had to do something else, it would be filmmaker, which I do now. You know?
I know you attend lots of our events.
Yeah, most
so,
of them. Yeah. Yeah.
so which event is your favorite?
Oh, that's hard. Because I have fun at all of them. Uh, well, at your golfing events, I'm usually working, so that's not, and I don't really like people who like golf. We don't see eye to eye. So if I'm being totally honest, okay. We have nothing to talk about. Um, but I know which one. Oh my God, this is easy. The piano duel. Do you remember the piano duel where the two people play piano and then they remember? You were there. You were crying outside, I think, about something.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, because they didn't play my
Or
song.
something like that. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Those crazy people. Yeah. How dare they? They didn't play none of my songs either, and I picked Billy Joel. So it was like a famous piano player. I don't know if you know who Billy Joel is. So, so that was by far the most fun event, by far. And I get disappointed because I thought that you guys were going to do that again. Do you know if that's happening?
I don't think so.
No. Oh, that should be. That was the most fun event, to be quite honest. Yeah.
I asked them to play Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah, I think I remember. Yeah, and you were so upset that they didn't play it, but it was a great event. I mean, I met a lot of great people, and I remember we were worried that nobody was really going to turn out that to the last minute, and then it was like packed the last minute. So it was almost miraculous. It was almost like it was meant to be. So it was great fun. And that's what's great about you guys. You guys mix it up a lot. There's a lot of different things. You guys got the ice skating, the golf, the dueling pianos, and now with the sports stuff is really cool. So yeah, but that was my favorite. Yeah. So obviously, what was your favorite?
I like the golf tournament the most
Why?
because I have a big part in it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I rolled the dice for the 50-50.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. You get to do fun stuff. Yeah. Well, last time was a little bit annoying. I don't know if you remember. It started to rain. You remember?
Last time?
Was it the last time or the last? When
Oh,
was that when it started to rain,
the
guys? In the spring, it started to rain, and then the golf tournament was over, and I was at my post, and nobody wanted to tell us. So I was just sitting there, getting wet. So yeah, that wasn't fun. That wasn't fun. And then you just had the nerve to do it on a Friday, and then have all this delicious food, and that's when I fast on Fridays. So I guess you guys didn't get the memo and my menu. So, so you have any more questions?
yes.
Okay.
What does live free mean to you?
Oh my God. Like I said, when I first met your father, right? It is to me, what live free means is another form of magic, because the opposite of free is bondage. Now, what people think of bondage is that like you're being held down to something or by someone. And when people are going through medical issues, it's a form of bondage. And if your charity can give you guys that freedom for a day, for a weekend, or whatever, it is it is the essence of positive magic, because that 1 hour can give someone the hope, the will to take it to the next day, to the next level. So to me, it's magic. That's what live free means to me. That's why I am so. I s- Listen, to be quite honest with you, your family has become like family to me. So that's one of the reasons. But in the initial beginning, freedom, personal freedom, is magic in itself. Period. That's why. I don't know if that's a good answer. It's my answer. So,
Okay, I have one more.
okay. Mm.
What is your favorite thing to do with your family?
Well, you're not going to like this answer, but um, another magical place is called Disney World, which I'm sure you've been. Is I like to go to Disney World with my family. That's my favorite to do with my family. But the second favorite thing to do is passively insult them when they don't realize they're being insulted. That's, what? That's the truth. you know, but that's what I like to do. But you have to have a higher sense of kind of like intellect. I mostly like to do it when they were kids because then they don't really know that they're being insulted. But that's what I like to do. And then laugh about them behind their back later. I'm just being honest. This is a true. This is a truth podcast, right? Well, that's what I like to do. So, what's it like for you? I mean, like the other gentleman was asking you about, how does it feel that this whole organization was based on your struggle? You know, you probably don't even remember it, right?
Not really.
Yeah. Did you ever see a movie called Home Alone?
Yeah.
Hmm. The guy Macaulay Culkin, the guy, the star, he's like an adult now, and he doesn't even remember all the stuff that he did because he was such a small kid that when he thinks back on it, he doesn't remember, and all he can think of is that you know when he talks about his childhood, that he describes it like this child that I've never met worked really, really, really hard so he could live a good life today. So if we look at you, and you've been through something that you probably don't even remember, but because of that struggle and that suffering that your parents struggled through, um, so many people are getting to smile and getting to just forget about their problems, something that you don't even remember. I think that's fascinating, don't you?
Yeah.
Do you ever feel pressure about like doing an event right, or even this stuff?
Yeah.
Mm. You shouldn't, because the the, magic should come freely and naturally, and it will. And you're helping so many people, Lauren, just by doing this stuff. It's not just for fun and stuff. It's really, really important work. Really. And I'm so proud of you.
Thank
And your brother. So, do you have anything else?
That was my last question. Do you have any questions for me or
Um, I think that's it. Who you like better, your mother or your father?
no?
What? What? What?
My brother asked me that last time.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, what's the answer? Are we done? Okay. All right. Well, thank you for inviting me. So, all right. So you did a great job. I'm gonna be your first guest for your second season, right?
Put them back on.
Oh. Okay. Go ahead.
Thank you for joining me, and thank you guys for listening. Remember to slay the day.
That was so